see that? A bit weird, isn't it? Welcome. What's your name, please?
It's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Just Elizabeth.
Why have you come on Britain's Got Talent?
Because I want to show you something special and try and make the impossible possible.
Well, the stage is yours, Elizabeth.
Theatres of London's West End, it's said to be haunted by many ghosts. In 1919, the great Harry Houdini appeared on stage and offered a large cash sum for anyone who could prove the existence of them. Amanda, I'd like you to take this journal in your left hand, and I'd like you to come with me.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Legends have said that spirits departed walk the halls and stores of the theatres of London. It is said to be good luck to see ghosts for a performer. For others, not so much.
You look scared.
Oh my God. Where are we going?
That's under the stage.
Amanda, please take a seat. These photographs are of people who have lived and died over 100 years ago.
I'm kind of creeped out.
Can you hold out your left hand like this? Now, in a moment, I want you to count these photographs face down onto the table, one at a time. When you place them down, you're going to feel a connection to one. When you feel that connection, I want you to stop and to place that photograph face down into this cigar box. Look at the photographs. Each and every one is different, but you were drawn to one, and you don't know why.
No.
Open the cigar box and take out the photograph that you chose. Turn it over and read out what it says.
Agatha Turner, 1860.
Before this all began, I gave you a journal that's over 100 years old. Open the page I've bookmarked and read out the paragraph that I've circled in red.
Miss Turner was born in the 1800s. She loved visiting the West End to be entertained. She tragically died in 1860, and her ghost is said to haunt the theatres that she once loved.
Amanda, this moment was always meant to be. Look over your left shoulder.
Oh my God! I want to go home! Oh my God! Oh my God!
How did you do that?
Oh
gonna start crying.
Hey guys, what is up? It's Card Shuffler 99 here. Today we're going to be revealing Elizabeth's trick that she did on Britain's Got Talent for her audition. Now before we get into it, we do have a giveaway going on our channel. We're giving away 10 Monarch decks of playing cards and also a $50 Amazon gift card. If you guys want to be entered in this giveaway, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those post notifications, and comment something in the comment section down below. Now, we also have a link in the description for our Amazon page. So if you want to get anything from Amazon, you want to see our recommendations for any decks of cards that you guys should buy, just click the link down in the description. Let's get into this reveal.
Alright guys, and if you haven't seen the performance, we will link that down below. Make sure you guys go check that out. But basically, I'll give you guys a quick overview. So Elizabeth, she goes by just that first name. And basically what she's going to do is a sort of scary horror type act where she's going to take Amanda, who is one of the judges, and bring her backstage, or I think they said that they went below the stage, and she's going to perform the trick there. Now what she does is she's going to have a series of cards on the table. She's going to have Amanda put one of the cards, any one she wants, face down into a box, and then they'll close the box. Later they'll open it up, and basically what's going to happen is the main trick is that Elizabeth will transform into this person who supposedly died like 100 years ago. So that is the essential trick. And then as they're walking back on stage, she actually transforms back to Elizabeth. So it's this sort of like transformation horror type act. It's supposed to be scary. So that is just a quick overview of what the trick was. So really quick, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to explain exactly how she went about doing it, and I'm going to break down the little subtleties of the trick so you guys understand how it's done. So the first thing that you guys need to understand is that the trick is not done on stage for a reason, okay? Everything, and this is what I say for, the majority of the tricks that we reveal here, and we've done this going back like 3-4 years now, is that the magician does every single thing for a reason. Now, the trick would have been way more impressive if she had done it on stage in front of everybody, where everybody would see her transform into a new person, right? That would have been the ideal trick, but she didn't do that, obviously, because you can't actually transform into another person. Now, what she's going to do is she's going to apply misdirection on this trick, and the misdirection is going to apply to 2 different people, okay? So the misdirection is going to apply one to Amanda herself, and the second misdirection is with the cameraman, who's actually going to divert the attention away from Elizabeth as she does her transformation, okay? So let's go back. So once they go below the stage, and she's going to have a series of cards on the table, okay? Now, what she says is that all these people died over 100 years ago, right? Now, let's be completely honest here. We don't know if they died over 100 years ago, because why would we actually know that? These are random people, random pictures, and if anything, they're just random. So, how are we supposed to know they died over 100 years ago? If anything, they probably didn't. Now, you can make a case that every single one of those people, was someone who lived over 100 years ago and is now, deceased, except for one of them. But, you can go about that a few different ways. So let's just put this into perspective. So she's going to have a bunch of cards just sitting on the table, and she's going to say that each and every one of these cards is a picture of someone who died over 100 years ago, right? What they're going to do then is she's then going to take all the cards, put them together, give them to Amanda, and say, go ahead, count them down, and whenever you want, take one of the cards and put them into the box. She then closes the box, all right? Now, like I said, everything is done for a reason, okay? If it was really a free choice, and what I'm saying here is that this was not actually a free selection, she did not actually have a free choice. What do I mean by this? If it was really a free choice, you would be able to do it face up, right? You would be able to say, hey, let's just count a few cards down, and this is the one I want. If it was a free selection, you'd be able to do it face up. The fact that it's face down is the first indication that she's trying to force a card, okay? Now, the second indication is that she's going to put it into a box, close the box, and then reopen the box literally like 5 seconds later. So that's going to give something away. Now, what's really happening here is as she puts the one card in the box, there's actually another compartment inside the sort of the lid of the box, right? So as she folds down, what's actually happening is another compartment is going on top of her card that contains another one. Now, I'm going to give you a quick demo here of this little magic prop that I have. Now, this is not actually the same thing, but it's very, very similar. Where you can see here, the box opens and closes just like so. And you can see here, right inside the box, there's actually 2 compartments, right? Now, what you would have here is in the first compartment, you would put the card that you're trying to force. So in this case, it's going to be the person that she's going to transform into. Let's say we wanted to force the 9 of clubs. So this would be the person that she's trying to transform into. It's going to go right in that little compartment there. And this is essentially what it would be like. Now, this is not the actual same prop, obviously, but this is just so you get a general idea. Now, what you would do now is you would say, okay, it's an empty box. You would then take their card. So in this case, actually, they put it face down. So I'll put it face down just to keep it accurate. So the card would be face down. You would close the compartment. And from there, they would be counting out cards, counting down cards. And whenever she comes to the one that she wants, she puts it into the box, and then they close the box, right? Now, the reason they close the box is to get the new compartment to open up, right? The compartment in the box in the actual trick is actually in the lid, so that when you close it, it actually falls right on top of the old one. But in this box, it works literally the complete opposite direction. So what would happen is you would have this little compartment here. You would put the card in. As you close the box, what happens is this compartment is going to close, and this one opens up so that when you reopen the box, it looks like it's in the same spot, but this is actually a completely different card, and that's how you would force it. So this is just so you guys have a little visual of how the trick is essentially done. Now, again, this is not the same prop, but it gives you a general idea of how it was done. So again, what would happen is as they put the card into the box, now this is her card. Remember, she can't see the card that she selects until after they open the box. So once she puts the card in, she closes the lid. Once she closes the lid, a new card with a new compartment is actually just going to go right on top of it. So it's a whole new separation, a whole new layer. So this card is basically just getting completely blocked, is basically what's happening, right? So she puts the card down, a whole new layer compartment is going right on top of their card, so that when they open the box the second time, you basically see the same card, but it's not actually the same card. It's now the card that you're trying to force, right? Again, with the compartments. So she is trying to force it. Now, the second thing you'll notice is that she's going to apply misdirection. So what you'll see here is she's actually going to have the name of the person that she forced that was engraved on the wall. Now, we could all see that the name that she supposedly selected freely, which, again, it was not a free selection. She just basically forced that picture, that card, on Amanda the entire time just by using the box compartment. Because if you think about it, if it really was a free selection, once again, you would be able to just count them out face up and say, I want this one. No, she did it face down. On top of that, the box had no significance to the actual trick. She only used the box as her force, right? The box was her method of forcing that picture because all she did was put the card in the box, close the box, and then open the box again. Why do you have to close the box and reopen it literally 5 seconds later unless you were doing something with the box, right? So again, that is her force. Now, I guess you could say her prediction, in a way, was engraved on the wall. You'll see that the name was there. And that is the first step of misdirection right there, right? And this is what I'm saying. At this point, because the audience is watching this entire trick on the TV, once the cameraman, who again knows exactly what he's supposed to do, once the cameraman tilts the camera towards the name, and Amanda's looking at the name on the wall as well. So basically, all the attention is on the wall. That's the misdirection right there. All she has to do is basically just switch places with another person. And that's all they did. The room is dark, right? So obviously a lot of people can't see anything. But all Elizabeth has to do is switch places with this new person in the dark room as Amanda's looking at the name. And obviously, as the cameraman is putting putting the camera on the name as well, right? Now, keep in mind that all these magic acts, they go through rehearsals. And they do all these things to the point where the producers know what's going to happen. So before the trick even starts, the producer knows where the camera has to be at all times, because obviously, again, it is a TV show. They want to make it look as realistic as possible. They're not going to expose the trick with the camera, right? They're not going to show the switch happening with the two people. So he's going to bring the camera to the name. They're going to make the first switch there. And again, if she could actually transform into a new person, they would have done this entire trick on stage. They had to do it backstage so that everybody watching in the audience would have to watch through the camera, right? Through the cameraman and where he points the camera. So they can only see what the camera shows, right? So once they put all the attention there, they switch places, and as they walk back on stage, obviously Amanda was in complete shock at that point. She wasn't really paying attention. Again, they were in a dark room. All they have to do is switch places once again. It's really not that hard of a trick. All she has to do is force the name on Amanda, and after that, in the dark room, just switch places as she put misdirection on, and that is the entire trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That is the first breakdown for Britain's Got Talent for us. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see all the Britain's Got Talent magic tricks revealed here. And anyway, guys, this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out, guys.